Oh, 1989 Pinot Noir, wherefore art thou? I am a gambler and not at all afraid of your tertiary characters.
You were sniffing out the grape, lady. I know that freaky alley cat strut. So this is the wine cellar, eh?
Bruce, you heedless lunatic! By shutting the door just now, you may have trapped us both in here.
Oops.
But hello, help, please. Assistance.
Help, Dealey.
Hello. Oh, fiddle. Surrender will be fit to be tied if we miss the All Hallows Eve episode.
Yeah, how long can she stay tied up for?
Oh, hell has truly opened its gaping maw and left me trapped for an indeterminable duration with the most fetid troglodyte on the ship.
Thank you.
Bruce, we are literally imprisoned now in a dark cellar full of thousands of bottles of wine. Just what are we to do? Bottom of the toilet bowl rust stains? My God, girl, what are you heifers eating? No, I can't recommend a plumber. Why would you think I would know somebody? Hon, we're all used to the socialist paradise experiment known as apartment living. Now we're all in a brave new world in our little tract housing, and ain't nobody just gonna pop up and fix these things for us. Oh, listen, why don't you just ask that that benefactor to help you out? You do seem to have some hold over him after all. I mean, he does stick around mysteriously for some reason. And you're not really clever enough to blackmail anybody, so I don't get it. Well, if he's too busy, I would just recommend Pinch My Penny Toilet Cleaner. And don't get confused, it doesn't double as a dessert topping. Is that after you use it on the toilet, why don't you train it on Velveeta's upper plate and tame that potty mouth? What, Chi-Chi? Oh, Georgia, hold on. What do you mean you can't find them? Well, they couldn't have eloped together. They're the last creatures on this earth anybody would want to kidnap. Okay, well, damn, Chi-Chi, we're just gonna have to put on my tender duet with Henri until we find them. Totally throwing off the entire Halloween theme. Oh, this is why I never do theme shows, people. Hussies and ne'er-do-wells, that's what I work with. Georgia, I have got to go. I have an emergency. Well, if you need guidance, for right now, I just suggest you fix your hair or throw a blanket over it.
It's the Dragonsail Puppets variety show, starring Surrender, Bruce, Catatonia, and Henri, featuring the Dragonsail Puppets band. Anchors away.
You can never hold all of that. Tiny heart pumping, tiny hands and feet, still so small, yet all complete. Universe in black and white, constellation in the night. I never really cried, but I was moved to see inside another body in me, world that I was circling. Tiny heart pumping, tiny hands and feet, still so small, yet all complete. The universe in black and white,
constellation in the night. My inspirational game. No matter how tightly you pack the hours of your days, you can never hold all of life. Tiny heart pumping, tiny hands and feet, still so small, yet all complete. Universe in black and white, a constellation in the
Boo, hussies, boo! Oh, yes, everyone. Please pretend that preceding song of loveliness had something to do with the demonic holiday we're supposed to be celebrating, all right? And do let me know if anyone happens to spy a keyboard-playing cat and a drunk baritone dog while you're shuffling through the hallways. Lord! Oh, it is the season, my loves, for ghouls and goblins, freaks and cantankerous vixens of all stripes. Now, I admit, Serinda has never really understood the appeal of making yourself look as unattractive as possible with blood and vital organs leaking and falling out of you. But that Catwoman, who's currently missing, by the way, likes to tell me it all has something to do with everyone trying to overcome their fear of death by rolling around in the deathly. Well, Serinda sure hopes everybody gets it all worked out because she sure gets tired of seeing everybody looking so ugly. And speaking of a desperate, pressing need for external renovations, Georgia! Oh, well, it's not just her. Those other two hussies she lives with also look like they mistook embalming cream for their pinch-by-penny olive olay. Now, I'm not calling them hideous or even terrifying, just maybe at the least not quite pageant ready. I mean, I would start off with the obvious, a good laxative, Da Vinci veneers, mole removals. You know, sometimes I write in my personal time for me, love for my sweet self journal, the things that I would like to tell the hussies in my life. Such as, those shoulder pads though. Lord, how many dinners have been ruined for me by the sight of a walking curtain rod. And Georgia, that gingham pattern you're wearing was only designed to enrage sharks in 70s horror films. And why does it look like your hair had a rendezvous with the janitor in the broom closet? And little Miss Petri Dish, how much do we have to pay you to put a proper brassiere over those devil dumplings? And Velveeta, is that swollen look Botox, or have you just been sampling those tester tubes of lipstick at the pinch, which I have told you never to do? And yes, we all could use a sugar daddy, but stop cruising the adult diaper aisle. Girls, you're more than obvious. And Georgia, stop using bags of uncooked rice to enhance your figure. And girls, stop using that tiki torch in your burlesque act. You don't have to set the world on fire, just light a small candle in our hearts. And Georgia, your latest modern dance innovations look like a course in Lamaze technique. And lastly, Velveeta Flames. It's bad enough that you shoplift to enhance your wardrobe, but it's inexcusable to not work in some earth tones. The stuff you put together is enough to make our retinas detach. Okay, well, anyway, I must now go shake and vac and put the freshness back, so I'll see y'all on the other side. Boo, hussies! Lord, okay, Chi-Chi and I gotta find that drunk dog and that nutty cat woman. So, Henri, you're in charge of the promo, hon. There's your cue card, darling.
Okay. Oh, hussies, the pinch my penny is really chock full of savings and stock to the rim. I always say, if they don't carry it, you can't have it.
Save more by
Save
settling
more by
for
settling
less.
for-
That's their motto.
What was that? Oh. I remember the absolute hostage situation the Tony Tennille bowl cut had on everyone. The Pinch My Penny was there at the start with wig options for the financially oppressed. And if you need to cover up stubborn DNA stains in your double wide, the Pinch My Penny has artwork that rivals the Cubist expressionism found on the walls of the Panera Bread. And if your first aid kit is like ours on this drafty banana boat, it probably contains little more than Triaminic from 1975. So come feast your eyes on the wonders of the Pinch My Penny pharmaceutical section. What's that? Did somebody say electronics? You can find all kinds of classic technologies for your home here at the Pinch My Penny. One of their helpful geeks even came out to Catatonia's mother's house to set up her VCR so she could record Falcon Crest. Stop, little Miss Petri Dish. There's no need to test out the sturdiness of their dining room tables in that way. The Pinch My Penny gets fresh discards from your local furniture store, so you know the quality is at least passable. Did you see Georgia Hot Flash's last attempt at a Christmas wreath? It looked like it was made by a spider tripping balls on peyote. We should have gone to the Pinch My Penny holiday section, hussy. I don't see any more words. Are we done? Bye.
I realize that white is not officially a color, but it does have visual impact.
Good.
In fact, it is relentless, which is why I so utterly oppose its default usage on the walls of art exhibition.
Do you see?
At most, I'll accept écru.
Écrit?
I just...
I thought I recognized my erudite compatriot and the greatest soul stylist of the 20th century. Where?
Winston, you crafty scallywag! What are you doing in our wine cellar?
I stowed away to surprise you. But when I heard Serinda's voice trumpeting down the passageway, I scuttled down a hatchway to the lower deck and found my way here.
What a treat to see you, even as we are all trapped as oysters bleeding pearls around our tiny wounds.
Bruce, it's been too long. Since when? I see you found the 1989 Chateau Margaux.
Ah, we did.
Did you find it to have a rather curmudgeonly nose?
At first, yes. But then I experienced a melding of blackberry, hawthorn, and wet cement.
You really can't make this stuff up.
No.
Hey, is this really $9,000?
What? Oh, shit. So, Winston, did your sisters finally marry?
Sadly, due to a seeping body odor that plagues our family, their prospective grooms fled the compound.
My sympathies.
Then my sisters set out early, seeking along a desolate road in a vow of sorrow, rivering the countryside of their tears, until finding the doorstep of a forest witch. Therein they hoped to bind their fiancés to them through the agency of spells, you see.
And was this successful?
Well, after being led inside with smiles and flourishes of mist, they were served a smoking concoction which turned them into pigeons, and after a few weeks of roosting under the boards of the witch's floor, they managed to escape and send us all a note of their current predicament.
Oh, how fortunate that they were carrier pigeons.
That's how we all like to look at it.
Well, I am tempted to believe we might all meet our final demise here in this third level of Dante's hell if we ought to be left to the efficacy of Surrender's search party. And if this be so, I am glad to share a last libation with you, Winston.
Likewise, gotta talk.
Oh, that conniving wench! I know what she's doing. She's keeping us down here deliberately. She knows where we are, because where else would we be?
Hey, can we get a sandwich down here?
Bruce, you're missing the point of entrapment. If we could do that, we could also be rescued, could we not?
Wait, you trying to trip me up?
So that's her game. She would leave us to die and feed vermin with the rotting flecks of meat on our decomposing skeletons just to have the entire production to herself. Oh, well, I have 8 more lives to go, and the next one will be spent haunting and vexing that solipsistic mountebank until she draws her last tortured breath.
Whoa, did they move the party down here?
Oh, storm cloud! Storm cloud, we thought we'd never be rescued.
Yeah, you have to prop the door open with that rock.
Yes, I know. Did Surrender send you?
I haven't seen her.
I thought not.
I just came down here to pick up my credit reports that my friend Tony Ganja left here for me.
Ooh, can I see?
Nah, your mama doesn't want me to share my credit reports with you anymore.
Oh, please.
She went racing, frantic to capture the emotion of a vision. Flower of the night, creature born to fly, shapely and complete, fresh and sweet, moment before the fall.
Exercise caution, even as you thicken
With your elixir of fully lit life. cautiously, shell on my back, it houses me. Itching my head up on the breeze.
Life and breathe, life and breathe, life and breathe with me. No wonder we can't keep still. Everything around us is a swelling all around us with a bug and a sound to spill. Can we do it all at once, all together? Lay it out,
Lay it out, unfettered.
nothing to protect.
Come to you now, clever snakes we done. Lesson learned, lesson loved. Feeling the twist and in the wind, the hope that becomes sleep. Exercise caution, wonder how you can prove yourself completely to me.
I'm rooting for you. Maybe you'll be adored. Maybe you can completely restore us to the sea.
Maybe.
Life and breathe, life and breathe, life and breathe, life and breathe.
No wonder we grow raw after years of trying to live out the law. Yeah. Can we do it all at once, all together?
Lay it out,
Lay it out, unfettered.
nothing to protect. Understood respect.
Come to you now, where the snakes we dove.
Lesson learned of love.
Feeling it twisting in the wind, the only becomes peace. Darkness falls, little laughter, sit around it all.
I remember what the wise ones had to say.
They don't point the way,
But I don't need these to
every moment you exercise caution even as you hold a loud fast beats.
even as you bring it to my lips with all the grace of the coming day.
I guess what's true,
What's true?
arises under you,
and
tells you
my
up
blood
alone every which way.
One more.
Come to you now, be one of the work that is necessity. Sinking to invisible sea.
Resurrect the will to crawl through fire. Spirit once released can fly for long stretches at a time.
Baby land in the bush, snaking like a predator. He preparing day by day for what is sin stand on its way.
Such flowers bloom, they make us soften and believe. Strange perfumes, the resin sweet, big and strong to teach.
Hubble bubble, toil and trouble and all that hot mess. Thank you all for joining us for the Eve of the Hallows. And as you go into the after-show hallway of celebrations, remember, the only evil you truly have to fear is that foamy green punch on the main table lawn. And now y'all go forth and live in life. Or suck it up, pussy.
Surrender's gown is courtesy of the Pinch My Penny Markdown Rack. Wardrobe consultation by Chi-Chi's Productions. Personal assistant to Surrender, also that drag queen from Guatemala. Special promotional consideration by Georgia Hot Flash.
Surrender's fragrance, honeysuckle passion. The most important development in women's wellness since Mary Kay made a cream to powder foundation, whatever that is.
Oh, I'm ready.